Where get this number on my store? We're doing Satisfactory today. My performance yesterday was satisfactory, so today we're doing Satisfactory. I actually can turn this off. Also, the chat hasn't cleared, so we are facing these pasts, and also the always lost pasts, but he didn't chat as much, so not as much of that. Should I wait? Did Satisfactory just update? Is Satisfactory updated? No, it's not. Okay, Ghost Plan? Should I do Ghost Plan? Nah, let's get through this. I'm going to cut ahead to playing the game now. Shut off background things. See? All is lost and Kenny's past. Come to haunt us. Anew. In a new stream. Was it the 69th stream? I don't remember. Okay, if I go to YouTube. Actually, no, why would I go to YouTube? I can go to Kick. Ah, no, it's fine. Maybe later. My channel. Videos. So, 67, 68, 69. Yep, 69 stream. Satisfactory. We're going to work for the 69th stream. Alright. Alright, we got this. First things first, we check up on the coal factory because we've got some bad things to do to the coal factory today, I think. Whee! That could have been trouble. So first things first. Beautiful American flag. But I'm thinking that I actually take all this infrastructure here, all of it, and replace it with some biomass, liquid biomass production. Sorry, I gotta do something real quick. Okay, going over here. Settings. Thank you, Ghost Planned. Option, audio. Music volume. Mute music. Is there buildings? I felt like there was buildings. Equipment. Ambient. Rain, wind. Yeah, whatever. Zipline volume. Yeah, I'm gonna turn that down even further. I like it a lot, but factory volume. Like assemblers aren't all that bad. But the coal power generator has to be turned down to 50%. It's not 25. I'm gonna go straight for 25. I'm not playing around. Generators in general are just extensively loud. Loud. Fuel power generator. 25. Jump pad volume. Man volume. I don't mind about man volume. Man volume. Smelter, extractor, door volume. Yeah, it should be fine. Apply, confirm, resume. Yeah, it's a lot better. Yeah. Anyway, I'm thinking that I turn all of this into an infrastructure startup for building what is it called? Liquid biofuel. So I'm thinking I change my coal factory into a liquid biofuel factory. But that's just what I want to do. Also, I could convert. Yeah, I could convert this to an elevator. It's transport. I always forget what these things. Ah, so I'd have to move that. No, too much. Whatever. Uh, and then just go up here. Respawn the spawn. Just do that real quick. Alright. I don't think I can rename this guy. I think I'd have to do it in map. I can't select it for some reason. I can select that, but I can't select this. It's so weird. Alright. Let's get back to the main base so I can unlock some things. I've set up to unlock some things. Alright. And then I also have some iron that I can actively convert to some other materials. Okay. that I would like to convert to other materials. There we go. Okay, let's see what we got here. We've got recycled rubber or pure iron ingot. I might actually use that. Might be intriguing to do that. But first, I don't think I unlocked anything for this. You know. I think before that, actually. So first off, I switched out my, quick connector autocrafter to be a, computer autocrafter. So I've got some computers, which means that I can unlock some things. And technically that might include this, but I could do that real quick, and then that'd be some spare inventory, which I can always use. Ah, perfect. Anything missing? No. But I actually was thinking that I'd do this. Should be a little bit more of a pain. But it also could save my hiney. There's 20 of them. There's 50 of that. Crystal oscillators. There we go. Quartz. And there's also this. But, oh. You gotta be kidding me. Let's do the quartz. There's also the Caterium. Caterium. Could go down there. We have that, which would be pretty wise idea to do. There's also that. I don't care about that. This would be a wise idea to do. Lots of wise ideas. Not a lot of, like, equipment to do it. So if we check up on how many... Okay, so we can do that too. So if we check up on Caterium, we can do the power generator, which is free power. It's pretty decent. Or we could do this pretty quickly. But I think I'm going to start off with this. Just with power slugs with this, but I don't think I can... Yeah, I can unlock that. I can definitely unlock that. I don't care about it, though. Alien technology. This... I don't know what this is, so I want to kind of unlock that. But... Speaking of, I need to... I can't. Okay, I need to get some stuff handled. So, let's start off with this. And then we can work on some other things.
Radar tower unlocked. The tower reveals resource nodes and other useful information on the map in a set radius from its location.
So what is that count as? Is it architecture? Is it special? Refinery, oil extraction. Radar tower is apparently kind of expensive. I don't mind that part, but the search method does seem to be a lacking. Is he here? Is it logistics? Organization, maybe. Radar tower. Okay, as long as I know where to get it. Past that, not that. Walls, all that stuff is nice and all, but organization, maybe? Management. Yeah, Mark III power outlet stuff, which I don't know how much I actually want to do that. Clean pipe Mark II, I definitely don't really care about that. These two make sense to do. I am starting to realize some errors of my way. But first things first, let's go get some plastic, because I kind of need to do that. So I set up plastic collection next to a sink, which, while a quick way of making the plastic work, was not the wisest decision. Because I put the... Man. I put the sink next, or in front of the collection point in the line, which means that it's just automatically sinking any plastic I collect, which I shouldn't be doing that, but I am, so yeah. I can correct that real quick, but I have other things I need to do, and I'm realizing that I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. I went before I started stream. My body just waited till now to tell me that I wasn't done yet. What's trying to shoot at me today? Please play. Gotcha. Where? There. I feel like there was one other one, but I guess that I might have gotten him. Alright. Alright. Alright, so... do this. Let's set that down. Okay, let's turn that back on so that I can turn off this music because it is getting very loud. What the crap? Audio? Music volume is 0. I feel like this probably should just be like 50%, but whatever. Mute music. Mute music when minimized. Streamer mode. Mute licensed music. That is definitely fine. Mute game chat notification sound. Ambient volume. Battery volume. Drone volume. Weapons volume. Obelisk volume. Let's do that. Okay, if you hit R again, it doesn't really do anything. Okay, now I can actively speak. Ah. Okay. That was on my stinking boombox. Let's get to work. So... let's see. I know I've set this up kind of crudely, but... what is it? What's going on here? Ah. Wait to cut that before the problem. So... I also sorted the pipes with colors so that they will work a little bit better, but I think what I need to do here is just utilize the fact that the upper two aren't being touched and try and use that to extend out this way. This part is going to be spaghetti for a little bit because I gotta figure out how to actually clean this up without extensively remodeling the entire thing. I mean, at some point, really what I just need to do is... Um... So, I want organization, industrial storage, two of them right next to each other. Very accessible, very easy to find. And then I want a logistics smart splitter to take this output and this output. And then I don't know if this is the wisest. Nah, that seems to be working. I think. Yeah, that's rubber. And then this one goes here. And then we handle plastic with that one. And rubber with this one. I think I can unspaghetti it from further from there, but for now, this can very quickly work. Joy. Great. That is another bot. Good. And then... Good. So... I need to set it up. Any over here, and then we do want overflow going that way. So I want a collection to be the priority right now because, actively speaking, wants to keep plastic and rubber right now because I'm using it to craft things. Uh-oh. That was just that I have mishandled my stoofs. This one is plastic. This one is rubber. Rubber connects to the top one. I do wonder why the last thing that it wants to select every single time is the one that I'm going to end up using. Yeah, perfect. That does make it a little bit weirder, but whatever. I'm collecting plastic, and everything seems to be working out. Other than that, I can either work on my new iron factory, which, yes, I'm planning on making it into an actual just straight up iron factory instead of just cobbling together what I had temporarily. Gosh, I need to think, and you know what? That's actually a perfect idea. I'm going to actually just skip this, if I remember. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. And then I'm going to come back with new plastic and set up the manual automation more properly. So, I will be right back. I'm going to skip this later on, and I'm back. Okay, I'm back, I'm back, I'm back. I'm back, I'm back. You know it, I know it. Okay, so, the thing is, just realized I have toilet trouble, so I'm going to probably have to deal with that after stream. Plunger-wise and all that stuff, but that can wait. Anyway, let's see how much plastic they've collected. Enough. Enough for now. Actually, I can actively speaking go ahead and man that right away. I could collect it and then have all of that stuff look nice and all that crap, but I don't have helium, so it's not really all that much of a priority. Okay. If I check hard drive... It's gonna auto-save me from myself. Oh no! But other than that, hard drive library. There's this, which is kind of realistic, and this, which is kind of stupid. That I'm not interested in. This, that I didn't really have interest in. Yeah. This might be a good idea, but I don't think it is. I'll have to see what it looks like as far as the building goes, because I haven't built the building for the iron factory yet. But I'm thinking about it. So the thing is, first off, we're going to transport this plastic, get it to a safe space, for it to become nice computers, so that I can have computers. And then, gosh, I really gotta lower the volume here. And then I'm going to transfer my nice computers to back up the volume because it's thinking. Apparently the noise is just what I get to deal with. Nope, nope, nope. There we go. There we go. Nothing really up here. Other than aggro. Whoever this aggro is, he's quite persistent. But I'm thinking I'm going to take the quartz from there. Yes, I understand you don't like me. I made that quite clear. All on your lonesome. I don't really care all that much if I lose a couple of... Ooh! Of gas filters. Oh, that's nice. Free Mercer Sphere. Anything else here? Apparently not. Oh, you were supposed to protect it. No, I guess that's your loss. You lose, I win. Haha. Victory. Victory for my glorious nation. Okay. Goodbye. Where? Who? Why? So... I want to get back to my base. So I can get that crafting starting. And then I think I'm going to start work on some stuff. I know it's quite descript, but it is what it is. I forgot to stink and work on the upper rail so that stuff was out of the way. Okay, so... this needs plastic. I'll give it 3. And I'll give this 3. And this the rest. And then I'm also going to go ahead and just dump these circuit boards that I got randomly in there too. And this copper plate that I got randomly too. Doop. Anything else? No, not really. So, other than that, I don't really see a good reason to sit down and freak out extensively. But I do want to make sure that I stow these back. Not that. Anything else? This, probably. Although they are useful. Cracking noises. Let's go ahead and put this away. Until I get crystal oscillators and not crystal oscillators, the quick connectors automated, then it's not going to be worth it to. This hasn't been working for a while, has it? So there's nothing really going on here. Yeah. Yeah, you're not going to be doing much, so let's just go ahead and do that. I mean, yeah, it's 50%. This should keep up. Circuits are 4 per construction. Let's produce 5 per minute. Point produces 7.5 per minute. How about we just do 5 per minute then? There we go. So as far as it goes, other than that, definitely need to figure out a better way of automating some things, but I think we're gonna start the exchange process from this coal line to making this into a bit more of a production point. Okay, that was completely and totally stupid. Speaking of crystal oscillators, only require... My goodness, that went well. I seem to have misunderstood how to spell crystal. Or I just completely misspelled it somehow. I don't know. Either way. This can be done completely with iron, and with a iron wire, I can use iron to do that too. So if I just get crystal for my iron factory, then I could make crystal oscillators there, which is why I got the iron wire thing. You know the thing. Alternate recipe. What is that? Is that like a thingamabob, or is it not? It is not. But this is. This is pure. I could also do a better iron factory, or copper factory over here too. That's nice. But I don't think there's too much over here to get that done with. So... And now that I redirected the power, so it's actually at the power factory that controls this. But I don't need to do that anymore because it's not going to be used to power the coal factory anymore. This coal factory is probably going to be transferred to a biofuel factory. We're gonna lose it! No! Which, I mean, it's probably going to be better off for it, but it is going to be sad to lose it. Though I do think that I've got to actually sit down and look at what I'd be doing here. So a refinery is like that size. If I go in here, that's useless. It doesn't send me down. Down is over here. Might as well just go over here. So we would be in desperate need of space, but I could do it. But do I want to? Automod got someone, but somebody slipped through. Okay, so let me think about this. I think that actually... Okay. That's why it's trimming. Because now I gotta decide. Do I want to do the stinking liquid biofuel production, or do I want to actually get crystal oscillators and craft pseudo, like, fully automated? Because that's pure. There's a pure one over here. Like, there's 3 pure iron ore over here. I remember there being 3. Hello, Dago. Oh, maybe I just misunderstood the copper ore to be like an iron ore. Okay, so what do I want out of the factory? I want crystal oscillators, definitely. A bunch of screws, definitely. An actual proper production for the basic iron elements. Rods, plates, all that stuff. So, because that's what I want out of it, I'm gonna want a big space. Okay? How close to the edge of the map am I? Pretty far out. Shouldn't be any complication going a little bit further this way. There's also some oil reserves that I can use over there for plastic and iron, so that I can combine them. But that seems to be my best spot to start real production. So I get to figure out how to do that now. Okay, so that's a nice little rock that I'd like to avoid, but you have an obelisk? Yes.
Listen to the rhythm.
How? I'm sure that I should consume, but, that's beside the point. Great timing on that. I just missed that guy completely. Yep. Okay, they seem to have accidental, or Buck seems to have made my mag disappear the instant that it actively ran out of ammo. That's something. See that? Yeah, that's a bug there. The ejection animation isn't playing. Yeah. I've gotten distracted and started exploring instead of getting my job done. What I was trying to do was show you real quick. Fine. There we go. Is there a different ejection animation for if it's empty? That's just not playing. What's this? So I can actively use this, which I'm pretty sure is pure, but it might not be. Yeah, it's pure. There's also one other one that I can't use yet because I haven't unlocked the crap for it, but it's over here. Which is this guy. Mhm. Impure, normal, impure, normal, crude oil. I thought this was pure, but I guess it's just impure to normal. Nope, this one's pure. This makes sense, I'm sure. But yeah, let's get back to the iron factory production and try and see what we can do. I don't really plan on using the crude oil or the heavy oil residue to try and boost production. I might try and use the water, but I'm not going to try and use the other stuff in the same way. And then once I've got my iron and, like, crap production over here, I'm going to try and use that as an opportunity to... Let's just go ahead and... There we go. Nice and sandy. I don't see anything else over here. Yeah, no bauxite, no nothing. Man, they don't like me. Ah, that's what we call good stuff. He was a fairy. There we go. There we go. Invalid aim location. I'll show you invalid. Rah. So, given that this seems to be, and I think that it's a wise idea to just make this big from get-go. Because I'm guessing that I'm going to need it big. Let's just see what we can do here. I'm not trying to make a super factory. I'm just trying to make something that does crystal oscillators, but I'm just guessing it's going to be bigger than I think it's going to need to be. And it's not that much to actually make it just this big. Most of this space, I'm hoping to waste. Also, I think that we want to try and make it to where any production like that we do, the endpoint is nearby. Where we walk in. So, any storage we have for this crap doesn't end up being like miles out. Oh, whoops. Alright. Little soup. Okay. Still soup, but little soup. Clean up the stinking chat. Yes! I think I'm, yeah. Yeah, I'm saying things and people can hear it. Okay. Alright. So, we've done what we can for today. Unless I double the concrete absorption. But for right now, I need to either collect a bunch of concrete and then come back, or I'm going to have to work on something else for a little bit. What I think I want to do, though... think I want the actual output to be this direction. So I don't want to. So I'm gonna want to mark that somehow, like towards the American factory. It's not like actually at the American factory. Just have it where that's the point where I get my stuff. And then everything else is just input to that factory. If they ever do expand the map, I do feel like they should expand it that way. Like, I know that I can go further. Like, I think that this island over here is even called Christmas Island. I don't think there's anything on here, though. Yeah, it's not really extensively. Oh, there's a few things. Okay, maybe not here. But yeah, I think that this island or something like that is called Christmas Island. Well, I could be wrong. Hmm. Oh, no, not on the island. Yeah, there's nothing really here. It's the whole entire point of it. Which makes it good for Christmas events because it doesn't produce anything, so you can just make the Christmas crap work here. I'm gonna explore this a little bit longer, but not all too much longer because there's not really too much use that I can get out of it. Not until Fixmas, at least. What do we got? Yeah, we got it all nice and explored. Excuse me. Stop pinging things. There we go. There we go. I do want to actually, like, do this wrapper. There we go. Excuse me. Alright, so what do I want to do here? There's that, but I think I want to just collect some concrete and just move it over right now. Right now we're just at the automate and wait stage. Trying to automate certain things right now is going to be a bit of an endeavor. I think that's Caterium. Yeah, so like we have a Caterium ore node very nearby too that I can use. Not for much, but like what do I got here? 39 computer spare. Very nice. Why is that in my inventory? Excuse me. So this is the input. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice burps that are completely and totally disgusting. Very nice. Why am I doing that? Okay. Is that good though? What does the original do for me? So you're increasing production, but you need to introduce things. I don't know. I don't know. Then the other one is an alternate for plastic where it's rubber and fuel. Don't even need to hesitate. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah, it's garbage. That's garbage, that's garbage. This could be good. You know, I'm just selecting it. Later on, I'm going to use it anyway. But there's that. There's not that. Here's this. Ba-doo.
Pocket dimension inflated by utilizing numinous gel hydrology channeled through an etheric spigot. Some used to say this as impossible, but the meaning of that word has long since been removed from my dictionary.
Very nice. Nutrients, not there. Not there. Deuterium. Again, I'm not automated deuterium yet, so it's not really all that useful. Programmable splitter. Probably should deal with that. This would definitely be a good thing to deal with, but I don't really have the supplies needed for my endeavor. That's not useful. This would be... That would definitely be, but I don't have enough. Bunch of screws. Waste from other crap. Let's actually make sure that we got this put away, so... Before I go mad sinking things, stick those in. Do a little bit of manual sorting here. Definitely want that put away. Probably want to stick that in there. For production purposes. Doesn't really have the chance of burning through that much. I did say that I did want these, and I kind of want those. Let me think what I'm doing. That does come in handy. What's this? I guess useless. So let's go out, clear out the inventory. Just literally sort. I think I'm gonna go over the plastic station just because that's the one that I can really deal with some of the stuff pretty quickly. Not all of it, but some of it. I think. Especially since one of the things is just collect some plastic. Then I gotta figure out what else to do, because I'd like crystal oscillators automated today. I think that's a good priority to have, but I don't think I can do that. I think I'm gonna continue thinking for a little bit here. I'm gonna think for a little bit more. Yeah, I think I'm stupid. I think I'm thinking too much. How does that miss so often? I know that it's because I center it, and the actual zipline's not in the center, which kind of stinks. Like, you gotta angle it. But that's beside the point. There's a lot of nuts over here. No, I didn't carry over the new computers. I should just stick some computers inside of my, depot. I don't have any lights around here. But the main plan currently is just to actively speak and get the, these lines to actually just be on the wall. That's my current plan. But that is its own operation. What do we got here? Looks straight. It's straight enough. I'll let it be. think that that's part of my issue here. Because this is, like, so far forward, I need to bring the copper way back. But if I just make it be, like, a little bit closer, like there, then I have all this space to actively just make into turbo fuel. Which, to be clear, like, unpower sharded, 20 per minute. Each of these consume, what is it? 18.75 or 18 and 3/4, which let's just call it what it is. 19 per minute. Which, I mean, is nice. So for each power sharded up super oil producer, we can have one fully functioning, like, or two, actually. We can have two half power or underclocked to efficiency of these. Which would be a lot easier if with a bus. I could do that. But I can't. It'd be nice to do that, but I can't do that. I don't think I can, at least. If I just check the actual size. Blueprints, please. Current blueprint designers. Could it fit, like, a 2 refinery bus? Maybe? Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to actually try and slip 2 refineries in it and see. I could fit a 4 refinery bus in here. No, 3. 2. Yeah, I'd only be able to do 2. That's beside the point. Yeah. So, the main problem with setting it up at the start of the line is that I kind of wanted it to be access dedicated in that direction, not primary. So that is its own little doo-rah-rah. What we got? One little coupon. Very cute. How many coupons do I have? 22. Very nice. This is horrendous. If I dismantle that, then those two go offline, which I don't really mind. Or do I? I think I do. I think I did do a stupid there. That was a stupid, wasn't it? I think that was me being stupid. I'll fix that later, but priority goes to, yes, that may have been very stupid. So that goes outside, doesn't it? Yep. My pumps just went offline. Can't fall off the edge. Cannot fall off the edge. All right. Alright, so where in the world should I be connecting this to? Nah, I should get that handled. There we go. And that should clean that up too. Alright. You don't even have all that much fuel production currently for the compacted coal. I don't have a buffer for it either, other than the innate buffer that already exists. So... Oh, there's a bunch of coal going down the line now. Anyway, let's get this handled. Let's get this handled. And then let's see about trying to get the actual... Well, that's just silly. So if I do that... And I'm stupid. Okay. Yeah, so if we take this variable, stick it there, and then take this belt, reverse it, then it will work when I do it later. But for now, that works. I can set that up to actually go in there. It'll be nice. Yeah, it's bound to happen. You know what I'm talking about here? Straight line. Okay, fine. So if I actually change the angle here. Because I don't usually need that much ammunition. The big part about this is that I'm trying to get it to where I can have my refineries further back. Gosh. Like about like that. That doesn't leave much space, but yeah, I think like that. So how bad does that look? Very bad. Very bad. Actually, not all that bad. Actually, it's pretty fine. Some clipping occurs, blah blah blah, but it's probably pretty much a-okay. Yeah, we want it to be smokeless powder. Blah blah blah. 20 per minute. I don't really care a lot much about it. So, how about instead of 20 per minute, I just do 10. I get maximum power efficiency, and I get about the amount of smokeless butter that I'm going to use. Which is not much. Not much is needed. Effectively, I want it for ammunition and for bombs. That's about it. Even then, like, I'm not making... Like, I'm not making explosive rebar here, I don't think. Could I? Yeah, no, I couldn't. I'm not setting up automation for that here. Unless... Do I have it open? I don't know. I don't think I do. If I check up on my MAM, where's my MAM? There it is. Hard drive library, checking for steel type. Steel. That's it? You know. Because if I had, like, the, go steel, real quick. Steel ingot. Coal. Coal. I got the solid steel ingot recently, but if I got the one for compacted coal, I might be able to stretch it and make it work, but unless... Is there a alternate for iron pipe? Yes. I might be able to do that. Okay. If I do that, then I could take the iron node from, like, right outside. And then use that to automate. Because I don't use that much, explosive rebar to the point where it makes sense to dedicate a factory to it. But I definitely do like it. But do you know what that means? That means that the best thing that I can do is a modular factory. That just is based off of overloading. And that's against my challenge. Ugh. But the challenge is just for fun, so... I mean, it's not really just... It's not really modular, just to actively speaking, not wasting... I'm not supposed to be, like, physically against modular. I'm supposed to specifically be trying to work in the realm of power loading to, try and get a good-looking power loader. Which I got here. I do like the power loader here. This power loader looks nice. I like this one. But, yeah. Leave it to a factory to stress your convictions. Okay, so... Although a lot of this doesn't need the actual fuel part, so I could probably even transport this right back up to this layer. But that's the thing, I'd kind of like to have, probably, a different layer for all this. Yeah. If I move all these conveyor belts down, then I could probably stick it all up here on this layer. It's a wee bit obnoxious, but that would mean that I wouldn't need to move the copper as far, and I wouldn't need to change the actual layer for it. The only problem is this coal factory. And also that I would have to set up this entire line here, which I don't really mind that much. What I got? Especially since this was supposed to be for the black powder. Because the coals will only be handled by this one line here. So if this is just transferred to coal, like implicitly, I can actively speaking like just roll on that. Yeah. Shock and surprise, just use a different layer and it'll be fine. I don't want to know what that was about to look like. Do not delete my Explorer Pass. I know it doesn't work, but I wanted it to. Apparently you can't just use it to, like, be a train station. You have to make trains for that. Blah, 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 blah. Responsibility. I don't say that's a responsibility thing, it's just somewhat annoying. So we can keep all this up, and then move up the actual, coal. Snipers. Oh, for a second there I thought I was like... But yeah, But that is a problem right there. How do I get that in? That's not too much of a... That's not an expensive problem. If anything, it's actually a solution, because what I can do is I can actually use the fact that I'll have to build this up anyway to actually transfer this into a, I could do it right now. Organization, industrial storage. It's just a little bit off it. I did want to try and keep it to the... Yeah. Well, this is definitely stressing my system somewhat. But yeah, if I made it to where... Okay. Yeah, yeah, that solves it. Now all I do is... Oh. Oh dear. Logistics, conveyor, smart splitter. Oh, just a conveyor splitter. Yeah, I understand it can't be because of how you've done it, but that's not what I wanted. There we go. There we go. Okay, so that's not an option apparently, so I'm just gonna go with the age-old classic. Why do you hate this concept here? It's literally just... What is going on? That makes this not work. Okay, so we got that. Okay. It's all nice and synced up. That's... Alright. This is just supposed to be a conveyor splitter. Oh, this is supposed to be the smart splitter. They still don't like each other for whatever reason, but I think they will cooperate. Why do you hate me so? I am... You know what? So tired of this. I don't care. Doing this. Jumpy game of hoorah anymore. Get myself some scaffolding, and I'm going to go ahead and just try and figure this out. So, right now, what I need... Now, yeah. Why am I playing a stupid game of, like, back and forth? Put one here. Smart splitter. Let's just do this. It seems like the best option so far. So let's just do that. Smart splitter. There's that. Yeah, there we go. There. So now we can make it to where this is any, but I can lock it off anytime, blah blah blah. Genius decisions. Is this actually the right output? No. It's the left output. Okay, so with that noted, I need to get to work on actually figuring out what I'm doing with the actual, blah 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 blah. The, that just all that. This'll, although at some point I can actually switch this up now, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So, at this point, there we go. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Nice and fine. And then we can probably just pipe that right in. So if we do that. Horizontal, vertical. Probably don't need that one. Yeah. And due to the fact that if I do this correctly, I will not be needing this, I'm just piping straight through it. Which, I mean, shouldn't look all that bad, but yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it, I don't like it, I don't like it. Woohoo! Why am I sitting on... Okay, so... Pipe is about there. Good. Problem solved. So... And I think that is a pretty good start. Anything that I'm missing here? Nope. Common sense, but that's beside the point. Okay. I got the stoves to keep power going for a little bit further beyond this, so it should be fine to just take my time and do this right. Now, and again, I color-coded my pipes. Yellow is for heavy oil residues, and red is for turbo fuel. Pretty basic stuff. That would be the problem with bringing it back. Sometimes you gotta get a little creative. Eh. I think noodle. Noodle. This one will be the lowest efficiency of any of them, but that's not going to be all too bad. The head lift will handle it, I think. I'm just assuming here, but I think the head lift's got this. Either way, so we've got this factory over here, and it's not producing anything because I don't have it producing anything. So, how do I want to get this handled? So, first things first, I have the coal, the compacted coal line pseudo setup. So I can at least transfer that to the under track. I don't think I need to actively have the black powder. Okay. There we go. It's going to the coal factory, but we do want the coal actually going into this right here. So that is a given. That's why we've got this. So now we officially have a buffer on the... Oh, this is gonna be so nice. We've got a buffer on the compacted coal. So now compacted coal goes through, goes down, goes all around. If it ever stacks up, which I don't think it will, it just goes into the actual storage, and then it's not a problem anymore. Can I, like, rename this? No. It goes into the bladder, and then it stays there until it is needed again. So, yeah, there's that. I seem to be dedicating too many resources to making powder for some weird reason. So, with that noted, this would be the downside, that I actively am dedicating resources that are unneeded to moving the black powder farther than it needs to go. Let's go here. I could even just... Like, how many does it need? 10 per minute. How many does a conveyor one handle? $60 resources per minute. Oh gosh. Yeah. There's no real reason to sit down and use conveyor Mach 2s other than to sit down and waste my time. That's on operation. But yeah. But we do want this to be a straight line, right? Logistics. Mach 2, please. Do you have any idea how much of a waste of resources that is? I'm just gonna do Mach 3. Alright. Which, I mean, like, one of the things is, like, if I'd modulared this up, so, like, this was just a straight line, like, to a certain degree, that might be easier in certain regards, but the actual, like, pulling this all out and pulling it back, I think will actually maybe be faster. But I don't know. I do not know. Although logistics floor would be faster than that, so that's its own operation. Setting up actual proper logistics will be faster. Wow! Shock! Gonna invent the wheel next? One day he might figure out basic multiplication. Stupidity. The stupidity that is I. I know my multiplication, though, as at least is on track. Crap. As long as it's fives. I know my fives well. I like fives. I love how I did all this so that I could, like, wait to build up the concrete. And then I'm using a bunch of concrete to do all this. Alright, so... the cavalry's coming at their own pace, at their own little slow pace, but the cavalry's coming. Okay, so I want the next hole to be... like... let's see. Yeah, off the line. There. Conveyor mark 2. Three's cheaper. Well, that's some timing. Turbo fuel, please. And then we're gonna go ahead and do that. Sort. Sort. Let's stick these in here and these in here. There. Go ahead. Yeah, I should also get some more ammo. Alright. So, we want to craft ammunition with copper and compactable, not compactable, this stuff. I don't mind if it's slow. I don't mind if it's slow at all. But I do want to be crafting that sooner than later. So, assembler. Just in case I do get any ideas with the fact that I can now... Did I actually get the recipe? No, I didn't. But I can. I mean, I can. But... first things first. Well, that's the thing. I can also use this as a logistics explorer. So, like, I could transfer more material this way. I mean, I don't know how much I care about that. If I transferred this assembly down the line, then I could definitely transfer more material. Whoa. My genius astounds me. Um... Here we go. And just to make sure that it is all nice and fun, I'll even do that. That's... Okay, invert ramp. Not there. Actually, no. This is fine. We're gonna do these. And we're gonna go ahead and do default. Guess that's the problem with not being able to see. Alright, so how does that look? Eh. Meh. Eh. I feel like I could have done better. But, that's beside the point. I could also try and transfer the material consumption to this side so that I can slip it underneath the pipes a little bit quicker. But, or a little bit more opportunely, but that's beside the point. Again, like, if this chunk here was at the copper plate area, then a lot of these problems wouldn't be as prevalent. But, of course, I delayed that. Instead, transferred it here. Because I'm like, oh, well, this is the bigger factory. I want it to be the bigger factory. Speaking of, oh, that ought to actually be quite nice. Power, please. So what do I want to do here? I think I want to sit down and think a little bit more. And disassemble and reassemble things a couple more times. 3, please. There we go. And I'm going to transfer that to one of these. I'm almost to the point where I can start doing the stinking automation, guys. Yeah, that's... consequences of mouthing off. A little far out. That'll do. Although technically. Don't know whether or not it connected, but that definitely did. So that's the important part. Now I can actually use that to store the powder. So I can use that for unlocking things and crap. Now let's get to construction side. So the construction side, we want this copper here transferred over here. Definitely feels like it's night outside. Is it? Can't tell. Yeah. Construction, constructor. Okay. Now let's move it all the way over here where it's useless. Genius idea on my part. Okay. Logistics. I think I'm using Mach Force. Don't really know how much I care. Sorry, I might have lied there. I do know how much I care. I don't. So that's good for fuel. Again, fuel should be being pumped up by these things. I don't think that this thing's draining. We'll see. Now it's full. All these are producing scale. They're getting their fuel. That's really all that's important. Right now. That gets its fuel. And then I'm collecting my plastic. So that should mean that this can be... That'd be rifle ammo. So that's rifle ammo. I think that steel bar, if I use English, then it will work. Yeah, steel bar. Steel bar. If I use the steel bar as the primary, no. If I bring the steel bar in this side, I can actively use that to break it down to steel pipes and also rebar. And that should be simpler to deal with. Although I'm probably wrong. This is smart splitter. Let's just mark that as overflow because I'm not gonna get that money. At least. Rifle ammo. It's gonna get 2 smokeless powder per minute. That this is 10. Yeah. So then I can actively speak in. Yeah. I can cut this in half too. Meaning that this now is twice as efficient. 35 point blah 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 blah. Don't care about that part because I don't burn through that much ammunition. And then I just do overflow. Yeah, it should be fine. It should be fine. I just need to stop trying to do everything instantly and slow down just that little bit. Slow my head down to the pace that I'm going at instead of the pace that I prefer to be going at. I'm not that quick. I could be, I'm sure, if I sat down and actually did the beeswax and made sure to wax on, wax off like a true man would. But for right now, I'm not doing that because I'm being stupid. Because I'm trying to do 20 different things at the same time. So, let's slow myself down to what I want to do. Actually check up on what I can do. So, it takes 10 smokeless powder. If I cut that down to 50%, then that is an even 5 and 5 from both of these, meaning that it's actually produced into the production from down there. It's actually producing. Take iron rebar, which makes a lot of distance here. I'd like to soup a little bit here. Alright there, bud. I'd like to soup. I'd like some souping, please. Not too much. Speaking of not too much, I didn't unlock anything. All I did was set up a bunch of infrastructure that I didn't use. I've moved some of the pipes back, which is nice. I gotta move a bunch of these things back, which is not so nice. The rebar. Ugh. Steel bar. Rebar. All the other crap that tends to go around the place. I mean, how long have I been streaming for? So it'd be 3 hours if I continue another 30 minutes. So slow down, calm down. There we go. Hard drive, pipe, iron pipe. Takes 20 to produce 5. Eh. Again. I'm gonna under... what is it? Need 2 steel pipe. I'm gonna underload it, so that means that all I need is rebar after that. So if I take the line in, let's make an imaginary line that's not going to be used for a little bit here. Why? Why would I do that? This is already almost ready. Why would I focus in on something else? What am I thinking? What is my process of thought here? Not trying to stretch out time. I'm not trying to, like... get a few spare minutes. I'm trying to get this done. So why am I sitting down and extending this? This is stupid. I know better. I'm not doing that. Get this fully functional, and then sit down and be like, oh, but I don't have enough time because I don't actively speak and get all this stuff and blah, 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 blah. No, no, no. Yes. Did I actually just take the pipe? Did I do that at least? Steel pipe. Yes, I got iron pipe. Great. I can do that off stream. But I do want this to be depotted, and I would like take all. The rest of it goes here. Yes. Okay. Sort. My stinking crap back. Ah, there's a immersive sphere. I was like, I just disassembled super depot thingamabob. There should be one of those in my inventory. Okay. Thank you. Very nice. So now I just need to reorganize this to take from here. And that's fully functional now. Meaning that I can destroy this copper line that's been giving me a bit of a problem recently, so... How about I destroy the copper line from the back of it, because it's not... Great. So that's all done. Okay. Got that all handled. This moved. So now that that's done, I can actually start building up the turbo fuel from the back and just build it forward. Speaking of just building forward. Oh, crap. Um, turn off. Alright. Didn't do anything that I wanted to do today. Gotta be honest. But, did get a lot done. Actually, I'm gonna probably just go ahead and... Did I set up that line? It doesn't... Oh, wait, I did. Great. So, like or dislike as you will. If you subscribe, welcome to the ride. Don't die, it's no fun. I can destroy this whole entire line structure. And now this can just be used for whatever else I want to do, but primarily what I'm probably going to use it. Whoa, do not play that game with me, please. I'd like that roof to stay. Thank you. This is going to be a little bit of cleanup, but with this done, that means that now, if I want to use this as a roadway, for instance, for my car, I can use that for driving, which I do like doing. So, that's nice. If I want to use this for, like, making horrible mistakes, I can do that. I could do it before, but now I can do it even more because I'm disassembling things, and that's when mistakes happen. Let's just go ahead and see. Yep. That's nice. But actually, I was thinking. Dispatcher nice and dealt with. Floating conveyor. Like just like as you will, if you subscribe, welcome to the ride. Don't die, it's no fun, and toodles.